Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through some quick news here. Ukraine and EU leaders meet after Russia and President Trump met just to finalize some of the talking points here. So Trump tells Ukraine to give up on NATO and Crimea ahead of Zelensky. In my opinion, that's it was annexed back in 2014. There's two other provinces in Ukraine that were basically under Russian control too. There's no way to end this conflict, I don't think, unless there's some give and take. But I don't know what the take is, and that's I don't know. But anyway, so just on the NOPA data, and this is just USDA data, you can see that they decreased the acres over the expected, which was a big thing here there too. So NOPA pointed out quite low ending stocks. And the other thing that they actually pointed out as well is, record crush. But the one thing that needs to be pointed out that there was actually an extra plant that came online, crushed all month or two to actually help that. But and there's going to be those that are going to keep coming on as well throughout the year. I think there's a few more yet to get online that didn't shut down based on the new administration. Chicago beans slip on weak Chinese demand. Really not much to say there. Corn slipped as well, but other thing in the news here is Pro Farmer, and you can see their tour and where they're going to go. So they don't cover all the states; they just cover some of the where the Pro Farmer offices are kind of held. And their coverage area. So a lot of people pay a lot of attention to this Pro Farmer, but we'll see as the data comes out, probably follow it on X. Powell likely to cast light on Fed's near-term policy at Jackson Hole, so that's coming out on Thursday. Very likely to see something there. Palm oil rises strong on stronger soybean oil, and yet the soybean oil doesn't show the same chart picture as the palm oil, but we'll have a look at that. Here's Erin, and you see the winds and the storm trajectory. That's another thing that's maybe a feature that will be talked about this week, because it could be impacting some weather or blocking coming off the mainland. So there's still some heat issues. Those are the main features that I see there. A little bit of a flood watch going across here as well, but that could be a result of some of these little clusters of rainfall going across. We've definitely got our share of rainfall, more than we had in the past. Here's just a build of the moisture in the last 10 days. So previous 10 days, you can see that there's a build of moisture in some of these areas. And of course, that's where the flood watch is. The next few days as well, you can see this Erin is coming on, and we still get some little clusters of rainfall going across. The European model is actually hopefully going to put out some of those fires, and it keeps saying that, but it still hasn't materialized. But it's a lot closer now. You can see that it builds within the first couple of days, so maybe the fires are going to be put to rest here. A little bit of just Western provinces. Look here. This is the last 30 days. Fairly recent data, so it's not all 100% up to date, but you can see where that rainfall hit and the amount of rainfall just in the last 30 days. And I think I might be in this little circle here where we're not getting it. For the last, same thing, accumulated precipitation over the last 90 days, and it's basically the growing season. You can still see that there's pockets here. Probably 3 different areas that you can point out, Interlake, Battlefords, and the Peace River region. As we look here, canola is down $8.50 to $8. Rapeseed is down. Soybean oil is just down a third of a cent. Crude oil is up. Soybeans are down, and your spring wheat is basically unchanged. But then your other wheats are down. And the Canadian dollar is just slightly up. Just have a look at it here where this is. It's the 200-day moving average seems to be where this market is kind of getting held into. There's a little bit of a wedge going on here between the two different moving averages, short-term moving average and the 200-day. So if it's going to break out lower, we're going to see probably a little bit more action again, but we'll have to see how that plays out here. European up a little wee bit, but it's basically on this lower wave down. And if we look at the differential, we're trading now at $108, priced in Canadian dollars, 108 Canadian dollars more expensive than Canadian canola. So there's possibility that there could be some more demand if that continues to widen. Soybean oil still looks like we're maybe on a little bit of a downward slide. Your moving averages are above that last little leg here. Although the soybeans, we went across the 200-day and the short-term, medium-term moving average is actually holding it as well. Look at crude oil. It says it's up, but it sure doesn't look up. Crude palm oil, I just drew a line on here, and so we're going all the way back to February. The highs that we've seen here were 4,500 ringgit, 45.73 ringgit. Canadian dollar, still really a nothing set, kind of chopping sideways here. Same thing with the US dollar index. It's actually falling down a little wee bit, but it's okay there. This is the Brazilian dollar pairing. If it breaks through there, we're probably looking at some sort of lower value, and that when we get lower, that's when the US dollar becomes a little bit more favorable for the product there. Board crush improved over last week on the canola crushers, but a week ago it improved a fair bit, and a month ago it's still actually in a bit of a favorable position. That means the canola is too cheap versus the oil in the meal. Here's the wheat. The signals I saw last week weren't strong enough. I didn't have any suggestions to do anything there yet because of these moving averages. It just won't get above them and stay above them. We need to break above those moving averages to be able to have any good technical signal there. Kansas bouncing off the bottom, so is Chicago, and your corn still in this downward trend for sure. That's all I have for you.